Besides the whole idea from Steal This Video about piracy and copyright infringement, I was most interested in the the coming out of the owners of the Pirate Bay and how they would show their faces and weren't afraid to, like the one guy was saying, he mailed a letter to the RIAA, and the other one about they should buy the Pirate Bay back so they can make their profits back. And they aren't afraid to really push their buttons, thinking that they have the protection of Sweden, and how, although America is telling Sweden to stop, they're not. They are doing something, but they're not doing enough in America's eyes. The video brought up a lot of good points, and it also discredited a lot of things, like the owners of Pirate Bay thinking that they had a freedom of speech, which is now a phrase that gets tossed around too easily with this whole topic of piracy and sharing, etc. But it's not. It's creative in the way that they find loopholes to where they won't know what movies they are sharing with people, but they make it so that everyone can host their videos or other people's videos for the most part, and the Pirate Bay will just host it and anyone can have it. So are they really at fault is the question. The Fairly Used tale seemed mainly like a slap in the face to Disney. It was interesting the way that they remixed everything, but ultimately I didn't learn much because it was very hard to follow the way that the sound clips would fade in and out and be cut real short. Although I did find it highly creative, I thought that the main purpose of it was to really spit in the face of Walt Disney and copyright and say, I took one of your biggest companies, and I made them the spokespeople for copyright law, and with the underlying message of it's ridiculous, and it shouldn't be a thing. But I still thought it was creative, which is the main issue behind these videos, is creativity versus copyright infringement. The articles, I thought it was interesting, the differences in time periods that each copyright would be affected. I thought the article that was saying that they've opened up pulling DVDs onto the computer for educational purposes is just a small crack in what's soon going to be a broken dam where people are just doing whatever they want, even though it's already flooding with Pirate Bay, etc., etc. And the third article I wasn't really comprehending, and the second article I've forgotten about, but I've also run out of time, so